Well, we seem to have knocked the center right out of Centre BC with my video yesterday. You know, I knew there'd be some pushback, but I wasn't expecting it on the particular subject. I thought people would be upset about my comments to do with SOGI or the chemical castration of children. But when I reviewed the comments, especially on Facebook, there were a whole pile of Centre BC supporters who were really upset about my position on floor crossing triggering a by-election. Well, one of the things that I've noticed when it comes to political commentary is that often the subject that generates the most pushback shows you that you're right over the center of the target. And when it comes to Centre BC, if a bill were passed that would require a floor crossing to face a by-election, it would take all the wind out of their sails because it would stop MLAs from crossing the floor. But here's the thing, when we review the comments, some of the positions were, well, that's not how Westminster politics works. That's not really true. It might not be traditionally how Westminster politics have operated, but if we propose a bill and it passes, then we have all the framework there to make this a reality, and honestly, it's likely to pass because it's bipartisan. Now, here's the thing. Other people were saying, well, at the end of the day, you're voting for an individual. You're voting for the MLA as a person, not for the party. Well, that's ignoring the reality that candidates lie, especially in today's day and age with mass floor crossing at the federal level. We've seen that there are many candidates who are absolutely corrupt. And you know what? I think all of us aren't so naive to think that there aren't backroom deals and under-the-table transactions that try to give incentives to officials to cross the floor. So if we want to be truly democratic, if we want to keep our system about upholding the voice of the people, then really there should be no pushback here. So I'd like to ask, for anyone who had an issue with this idea of a floor crossing triggering a by-election, what specifically is the problem? Because it can't be that it doesn't work in the Westminster system because we have the framework, and it can't be that it's not democratic because if a floor crossing triggers a by-election, then the people get to decide whether they agree with that one individual or not. So what are we actually fighting against here? Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on floor crossing. Should it immediately trigger a by-election? And if not, what's your justified reason for pushing back?